So
yes.
you don't leave
I
there.
have
You visit
businesses. I have businesses in Lagos, Abuja, Liberia, Ghana. You know, so the demand of my business, I move from place to place. Yes, but I have business in the neighborhood. Yes.
So do you
So
know?
I live in Anambra.
So the other part of my question is, do you even know what Anambra people need?
Well, as a matter of fact, in the past 1 year, I have traveled around the 179 communities in Anambra State to see what are their challenges. You know, it is after seeing the total mess in the system that was what prompted me to seek to replace the current governor. So it is because things are failing.
Is that what makes you different from every other candidate?
Well, what makes me different is what I'm bringing to the table.
What are you bringing?
Yes. I'm an ICT expert, and you know today, the major thing I'm bringing is e-government, spanning from e-transport, e-health, e-education, e-agriculture, you know, with digitalization of the entire government system. That, of course, for you to be a good governor, you must believe and go with the 3 E's, what I believe as the 3 E's of governance, which is empathy, equity, and efficiency. You must have love for your people, you must care for their welfare, and you must treat everybody equally, irrespective of who they are and what they are. Then finally, you bring with efficiency, you reduce the cost of governance and waste. So these are what I'm bringing. Under my 7 pillars of good governance, ships, making sure that all the spanning from security to health, to education, economy, environment, market, and social welfare, making sure that these are delivered to the people simultaneously. The problems of our people are different, you know. So I can tell you, currently what the biggest problem Anambra State is faced with today is insecurity. You know, the current administration waited for 3 years to bring what we have now, Udogachi. You know, where fairly used vehicles are being used for security. People are not well trained. There are problems here and there. Every day there is one problem or the other. So what am I bringing to the table? I will visit the security architecture of Anambra State has failed under this. I will review the entire architecture, get the right people, you know, train them well, give them the right equipment. Now, to back it up, as what is it that will make people come out to do the job efficiently? I will add up by giving them life assurance, so that when people are working, they are sure that if anything happens to them, their families won't be in trouble. Then to capital, as a technology expert, I will come in with artificial intelligence powered CCTV across the major cities of Anambra State, covering the entire exit and entry into the state, with a command and control center in the state capital to monitor who comes in, linking it to the NIMC database. That way, whoever that comes into the state, you will be able to know who they are. Give them the new vehicle. Right now, what they're using are Tokumbo Sienna vehicles and trucks and pickups. Of course, what is the standard? Government has no business getting involved in buying fairly used vehicles. Anambra State is a home of motor manufacturing company like Enosi, you know. So what is our business? Instead of patronizing our local manufacturers, Like Innocent, there is Kojo Motors, who is setting up another motor assembling plant in Omunya. So my government will help all these local manufacturers and make sure that in order to grow the economy of Anambra State. Yes.
So what kind of conversations are you having with your people, and how have they received these 7 pillars you have discussed with me? Because I think that one of the challenges of governance in this part of the world is when political leaders think they know what their people want without speaking directly with them. So what kind of conversations are you having with your people?
Well, as a matter of fact, I have, like I told you before, I have visited almost all the communities in Anambra State. And wherever I go, I ask them, what are your problems? And I see things by myself. So I have... So
they reckon with e-governance?
Yes. They believe in e-governance. It's not... in fact, what is the studio that I'm here in today, you can see technology at play. This wasn't what it used to be, you know. So everybody, without technology, no government will deliver the right dividends of democracy.
And you say that's the problem of an average resident of Anambra in places like Agwata and Akuku. You say that's the problem, that's the typical problem of a resident in Anambra State.
The number one problem of the residents of Anambra State is insecurity.
Right. And I also agree with you. Let's talk about insecurity, because I agree with you when you say governance is not rocket science. It is also not to try your luck or make bogus promises. You said that several times. So what's your assessment of the security situation in Anambra State? Most of you say the governor has not done enough. What would you have done differently?
Like I explained to you, what would have been done differently is the way and manner you recruit people, training. If you recruit, because we have had a situation where people claim that the same security men that are supposed to protect them are the ones stealing and causing problems.
As a candidate, have you investigated that?
Well, I have
because it's easy to make assumptions.
No, I have investigated.
What did you find out?
What I found out is most of the things they are saying are true. Even government has come out at different times to accept the fact that there are some miscreants within the system that are working hard to do that. But everything starts from how you recruit people, the type of people, the system you use. For me, as a technology expert, we'll put in the best practices in recruitment. I believe in teamwork. I'm not saying that John Wosi is going to do everything alone. I will employ the best brains in Anambra State. And then mine is to supervise and make sure that things happen, correctly.
And that's what you would have done differently?
Yes.
All right. The governor, Professor Soludo, is a professor of economics. I want to talk about the economy of the state and perhaps understands the need to and how to generate revenue. But you say, quote, because I've read a lot of your articles, our people are underserved and overtaxed. This government deployed brutality to collect revenue, and many have been maimed and some have died in the hands of these agents. How bad is it?
It is true. In fact, we have a lawyer in Onitsha, who the Anambra State West Management Board, in the name of collecting revenue from him, hit him with sticks and damaged his spinal cord, and today, nothing has happened about it. So, revenue, like my claims is 100% right. Revenue, Lagos, here you work, where we are today. I have not heard of anybody being molested and attacked on the street because of revenue. So what I'm going to do is e-tax payment. Instead of chasing people on the street, I will teach them how to sit in the comfort of their homes, making use of their smartphones or computers to file in what they think is their revenue. It is my business to review it at the end of the year to see if the claim is, if they are paying less than what they claim. I will write them and say, look, let's review and whatever. That's how a current tax system.
And you don't think the governor may have, experienced or tried this alternative and the people are not open to it? What would you have done about that?
You see, if people trust you, the most important thing in leadership is trust.
But Nigerians are difficult to lead.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Nigerians are one of the best people to manage. Until you fail them, they will trust you, they will follow you. But
are you saying this because you're not yet the governor?
Eh?
Are you saying this because you're not yet the governor?
No. I've been managing people and resources for the past 32 years. So, which I have done efficiently.
We're talking about your state.
Yes. What is different between managing a business and a state is putting equity there. Those three E's. It's just adding welfare, knowing that government is not about profit making. As a matter of fact, before now, I'm a graduate of economics from University of Lagos. Basic economics says that when there is an inflation, which is where the country is now, when there is a high-level inflation, what do? You use the fiscal policies by reducing tariff, taxes, and whatever. But what is happening in Anambra State? What is happening, like I come from Nnewi, the basic, I interviewed the shop owners. They told me that before this administration, they were paying 8,000 naira per shop per month. Now they're paying 48,000 naira. So instead of reversing the case, government is increasing as the inflation is pushing up the prices of goods. Government is also increasing the tariff and taxes, which the reverse should be the case. As a matter of fact, I can sit here and tell you that if I get into government, within 1 week of getting to power, I will remove more than 60% of the current tax rate in Anambra State.
So how do you intend to generate revenue? Because, you also said the era of exploitation is over.
Yeah.
And you would abolish enforcement with pesos and abolish the tax systems. And your critics have said that you're already posing like one of those governors who would, fly to Abuja every month, collect a federal vacation, and go back to Anambra State.
If your people knows that if you are transparent, which I told you that I will computerize the government system from day one to cut down leakages. Now, if the people, my Anambra people are one of the best people to rule. If they know that we are doing the correct thing, giving them full accounts of their money, honestly, if you ask them for more, they will pay. What has happened in tax collection in Anambra State and in Nigeria today is we don't have enough people on the tax net. It's only the few people that we keep on chasing. Now, what I will charge the state inland revenue is to get more people into the tax net. Let people, encourage people to fill form instead of chasing them. They are your customers. In fact, as a matter of fact, I will introduce incentives on the government, on the revenue collectors, based on the number of people you get on the tax net. And know gradually, when you get more people into the tax net, initially you will be getting less, but gradually it will grow up. Then, coupled with efficiency in the use of the resources, if they see that we are accounting for all the money, then the people will pay more. That's my people. I know them very well. Yes.
You talked about transparency in governance, and that reminded me of how Governor Soludo also promised the people of Anambra said it would be transparent, e-governance, and the likes. And you're here today saying the same thing. Why should they trust you?
Well,
Because it's
I
always
have a
easier said
history.
than done.
I have a history. Like I told you, I've managed people and resources.
But you've
in the
never
past
managed
30.
a state. You keep saying you've managed people and resources, but you've never managed a state, and you know it's quite different.
Managing people that are over more than 200 to 300 people, you know. You see, what is different is getting the right team, then being transparent with them.
You
There
think
is
the
no
governor
much
does not have the
difference.
right team?
Come again?
You think the governor does not have the right team?
Well,
He's a professor of economics.
well, professor of economics. We are talking of governance, management of people and resources. The position of a professor is more in the classroom. I can tell you, like I attended
I
convocation
think that's debatable.
of the only, come again,
That's debatable.
I can. Make sure that there are skill, ICT skill acquisition centers and agricultural centers, starting from the zonal headquarters of the 3 senatorial zones of Onitsha, Nnewi, and Awka. Within the next, after 1 year, we will open that in all the capital of the 21 local governments of the state, you know.
All right.
So the youth will be provided with jobs. We will help, as a matter of fact, as a governor, every Thursday I won't be in the office. I will be visiting businesses to have on-spot assessment, what are their problems and whatever, because they are my customers. If I don't improve on the ease of doing business, how do I intend to grow the economy of the state, you know?
All right. Let's go back to insecurity, because the governor has had to navigate the challenges presented by IPOB and the Nnamdi Kanu situation. What's your perspective on his handling of these sensitive issues?
It is all about dialogue and trust. Are you
Who is
with me?
trusting who? Who is trusting who?
The people must trust their governor. They must trust their leaders. If they trust you, they will come out and discuss with you. Then it is through dialogue that you solve most of the problems. But if they don't trust you, they won't come out to discuss anything with you, you know, and you continue dealing with faceless people. As a matter of fact, the government of P2B wiped up insecurity, followed by Obiano. Now we went back to square one. As a matter of fact, we have a local government in Anambra State who has not been going home to bury their dead, not to talk of doing marriage. We have a local government, you know, where our prominent sons comes from, like the owner of Airpeace. He comes from Umbos. But I can tell you, Umbos, Asia sector, Sumohu, Lilo, is a no-go area.
So what you said tonight is that if you were the governor of Anambra State, you would sit down and negotiate with faceless people killing their own brothers and sisters.
I must call the people out for dialogue. Are you with me?
You would negotiate with them.
There is no negotiation.
So what kind of conversation would you have with them?
What I do is that I will ask, based on the trust, I will ask everybody to down tools and whatever. Come out, you are my brothers. Let's come and work together to grow our state. You know. Then we rehabilitate them and get that out of the way. You know.
So I just said the same thing. You would sit down and negotiate with faceless people who continue to kill their own brothers and sisters.
I don't negotiate. You don't negotiate with criminals.
Okay.
Are you with me? What you do is call everybody to order based on the trust they will have on you that, yes, you are here for good governance. You are going to make sure that everything starts working. So everything goes for negotiation, you know. With the trust, they will come out, down their tools, and we work together to grow the state.
All right.
Yes.
So before I let you go tonight, I kept wondering while we were having this conversation, what kind of support are you getting from the leadership of, from the national leadership of the ADC?
I'm having their full support. I'm having their support. You know, coalition was just born. A couple of, say 1 month, 2 months ago, you know. So it's a gradual thing that is coming, right? It has not transcended fully to the states. But as a matter of fact, I'm getting full support of the national leadership of ADC.
In what aspect? Funding?
As you know, the ADC, I told you that for coalition to happen, ADC has to change their constitution, making sure that what the governance used to be in the past is what they are bringing back. Making sure that as a gubernatorial candidate, I'm going to operate the ideologies of ADC.
What is the ideology of ADC? Because Nigeria's
ideologies of ADC is what I have given you as my 7 pillars of good governance, which spans from security, health.
So you keep saying you've told me.
Yeah. No, but I mentioned it here.
But I'm asking about the ADC.
You know, that is the ideology that I'm going to run, which spans from making sure there is security of life and property, you know, good health system, good educational system, changing the educational curriculum, introducing what we know today as STEM education, which stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, you know, so that our children can compete globally. A country like India today that doesn't have oil generates minimum of over, last year they generated over 15 to $20 billion from outsourcing of ICT.
All right then, from what you just said, it doesn't look like you have your own ideology. You adopted that of ADC. And I'm hoping that works for you. But thank you very much for speaking with us tonight. And like I've always said to other candidates, the question isn't just about who will win, but who has the vision, the courage, and the capacity to deliver lasting solutions to, the challenges ravaging Anambra State. Thank you so much for speaking with us tonight. Mr. John Juma was the governorship candidate of the African Democratic Congress. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you. And thank you very much for watching, everyone. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But before we go, let's tell you that the views and reactions of our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Meanwhile, you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode at 12:30 a.m. Get in touch with us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG and at Olajumokew using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News NG. I'm Olajumokew. I'll see you again tomorrow. Good night, everyone.
And that's it on TVC News. We're back at the top of the hour.